Hello.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mautic Community Sprint. We're here in Budapest, and we've also got some people joining us remotely. So we're just going to kick off and tell you a little bit about what the teams are going to be working on whilst we're here in Budapest and how you can get involved. So if you're not already on the Air Meet, we'll share the link on to the Air Meet to everyone on social media so you can come and join us. But for now, I'm going to hand over to Community Team Lead Eki Grumble, who's going to talk about what the community team are going to be working on.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Ruth, and welcome everybody out there in the world and here in this room as well. The community team is one of the teams that has a lot of different aspects, but the one thing we have to focus on today is obviously preparing for the upcoming Mautic conference online, which is happening in June. And we have a great team together, and we're going to use this sprint to prepare for the next meters. Beyond that, we have one thing that we really want to get done, and that is helping or figuring out a program to help people getting started with contribution, because that is frequently the biggest inhibitor. People want to contribute, but they don't know where to start. They stand in front of this humongous thing, open source project, but just frozen. There are more topics like the local communities, which is a very important project in my mind and close to my heart. So if we have time left, or if somebody wants to tackle that in parallel, that would be the next best option. Local communities is this big thing in Mautic. We are not a central thing. We are a global thing, and we have local communities in Brazil, in Japan, in India, in Africa, and everywhere around the world. And those are really, really powerful things which we want to help as good as we can. Yeah, if we want to be part of that, or if you're interested in listening in or whatever, join us at the table. I guess Ruth will explain how it works in detail. There will be a team community table, and you find us there around the clock. Thanks. And shall I hand over directly to Mark?
Yes, please do. Yeah. So we've got Deborah in Hungary who's joining us to represent the marketing team. Ta-da!
Hi, everyone. So with the marketing team, we are planning on working on a few blog posts that we can use to set our blog, like move it and give more interesting content to bring people to the Mautic tool, but also like give them general ideas of how to work with marketing and enhance their customer experience. We are also working on a pitch deck variation to like 5 and 15 minutes, and some social media with the promotion of Mauticon, and also some like calendars, like I said, like for other events, things that we can plan ahead. And we want to try like with different formats as well, try to get people to engage with our social media. And we are also working on some of our email automations and partnerships. And on the front of graphic designs, like we want to redo some of our covers, like social media covers, and think about cool designs for our thumbnails and our social media cards and stories and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's a general idea. So there's a lot of fronts we want to work on. And so if anyone wants to join, we'll be here.
Yeah, so that's in the marketing team table in the social lounge. You'll be able to find all the marketing team folks. Awesome. And you're joining us today from Brazil, right? Yeah. You came over to Hungary from Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both sharing a little bit of jet lag this morning. Yeah. And also, I forgot to mention, we're actually being hosted by one of Acquia's partners called Cheppers in Budapest. So big thanks to them. They've basically given us over 2 of their offices, the rooms in their office. There we go. To allow us to hold this sprint here, which is fantastic for us and great to meet them. So yeah, big thanks to them. And so over to you, Norman. Would you like to give us a share of what the product team are going to be focusing on And Norman, you're joining us from France today, right?
Yes, I'm in the office here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the Mautic Community Sprint. So on the product side, to continue the work we have been doing for some months now, we want to focus on the Symfony migration to Symfony 5 version. So for the next major version of Mautic would be Mautic's next generation. So this is a big part of work, even if it's much simpler than in the past between Symfony 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. And then also working on the pending PRs, because we have several contributors that have been offering some codes for the community. So it's either bug fixes or new features. And we need some help to review them, test them, and then merge them in the code to bring those new features and bug fixes to the core version. So this is mainly the focus of the coming days. If you, I mean, I can add that also. If you need any help to step in the product team, so maybe it's your first contribution, you want to fix something, or you want to test something, you can be a marketer. You don't need to be a code writer, or any help you need to step in. You can just write me on Slack or directly on the chat here, and then I will give you the right process depending on what you really want to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Norman. Yeah, so if people are not yet on our Slack instance, if you go to mautic.org/Slack, that will allow you to put your email address in and get an invitation to join Slack. And look for a channel called Community Sprint. So that's the channel we're going to be dealing with all of the remote contribution side of this event. You'll find the link to AirMeet so you can join us there, but also you'll be able to connect with people who can help you get started. So we've heard from community team, marketing team, and product team. We also have the education team, and the education team on this sprint are working on some quite big projects, which is we're moving our documentation, which is at docs.mautic.org, and our developers documentation to another platform called Read the Docs. So the education team have been working on that. We're moving through like sequentially, starting section to section and updating it as we go. And Read the Docs uses a format called RST. So we have to slightly change the way that the docs are written and also update it because some of the spreadsheets and the content is really out of date. So that's what the education team are working on during this sprint. And if you need any help with that, again, either ping us in Slack or there's a room in the social table in the social lounge called Team Education, which you can join there. So great. And legal and finance team, there's not really much for us to do. That's basically me and the Acquia legal team. And we're working on a couple of trademark cases, but there's not much to do with that team. So that's an overview of all of the teams and what we're going to be doing. What we're planning to do is to go live just when we break for lunch and give an update of what the teams have managed to achieve in the morning. And also what we're going to be working on in the afternoon. And then at the end of the day, we'll just do a wrap up to share what we've achieved during that day, just so that we're giving people a bit of a sense of what's going on in these sprints and also how you can get involved and any things that we particularly need people's help with. So I think that's all we need to do today. Anyone else on the call at the moment got anything that they would like to just share with the community or any words of inspiration before we get started? Eki, Deborah, Norman, anything you want to share?
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that this sprint goes across 3 days. So we're starting here Monday morning, and we're going to work all day, all night until Wednesday evening. And if you're close, you're still welcome to come to Budapest. We found out last night it's a beautiful city. Surprise. We thank Joey for organizing this all.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Great. Let's go back to our tables then. And if people have any questions, you're more than welcome to ping us on Slack or ping us here. And we'll see you in the sprint. Thanks, everyone.